Welcome to JetBlue Park at Fenway South. It's opening day ceremonies. For those ceremonies, let's go down the field level.
Now to perform our national anthem, welcome the musicians who contribute so much to the culture of Lee County. Members of the Gulf Coast Symphony Orchestra, conducted by music director Andrew M. Kurtz.
I see the sunny skies, I feel it in my heart. Can't wait to get an early start. Have you ever seen the grass in the morning sun? The field at rest is seen unlike anyone. I know I'm dreaming, I know I'm dreaming, I know I'm dreaming of baseball and I see him over there, the line extends a mile, but he still can wear a smile as he signs. It's a place where they're amazed that they've come this far, from the famous star to the one who welcomes you. I'm just dreaming, I'm just dreaming, I'm just dreaming of baseball and they welcome you with open arms. They're glad you're here. They appreciate you visiting. They are sincere. I'm walking down the path, about to make new friends. The stories never end in the shops and in the restaurants. Everything has meaning, something special in the air. I'm so glad I'm there. I'm so glad I'm there. I know I'm dreaming, I know I'm dreaming, yeah, I'm dreaming of baseball and I know I'm dreaming, I know I'm dreaming, I know I'm dreaming of baseball and
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our ceremonial first pitch, presented by Outback Steakhouse. This afternoon, we welcome 7 guests who are instrumental in the creation of JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Thanks to their vision and leadership, We all have a wonderful place for our Red Sox to train and for you to enjoy for the next 30 years. Please welcome the Board of County Commissioners of Lee County. Chairman John Manning, who will throw to Daniel Bard. Vice Chairman Brian Bigelow being caught by Will Middlebrooks. Ray Judah, who will toss to Mike Gavilas. Tammy Hall being caught by Darnell McDonald. And Frank Mann, who will throw to Clay Buckholz. They are joined by the daughter of the late Bob James, a former county commissioner who also helped to make this complex a reality. Welcome Bob's daughter, Susan Flynn, who will throw to Dustin Pedroia. And of course, we are honored to have the president and CEO of JetBlue Airways, who not only has made an investment in JetBlue Park, but will help to provide vacations to Lee County for thousands of New Englanders. Welcome David Barger, who is being caught by Cody Ross.
As they line up to throw, they will now receive the baseballs from four of the greatest Red Sox in the history of this beloved ball club. Won't you all welcome the maestro El Tiante, Luis Tiant. The greatest right fielder in club history and one of the greatest right fielders ever to play the game, Dwight Dewey Evans. The outstanding slugger who looks like he can still blast them over the green monster. Welcome Baseball Hall of Famer Jim Rice. And finally, one of the greatest ever to play the game, his clutch hitting and Triple Crown performance in the Impossible Dream season of 1967 are among the highlights of his 23-year career. We are forever indebted to the man we call Yaz, Baseball Hall of Famer number 8, Carl Yastrzemski.
Child somehow. All we want to do is say thank you for the joy you've brought to our lives. We could see you from far away. Just your mannerisms made our day. All we want to do to say thank you is to tell you what you've meant to our lives. Touched every day. You know it's personal in our own way. All that we can do as we fed.
All right, honorees, get ready to pitch on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
You're weird, it is to Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Don. Thank you all, and thank you to our illustrious alumni. You have paved the path that we all seek to follow. And finally, for the last two words of our ceremony, the two words we've waited all winter to hear. We welcome another Red Sox alumnus. He is a native son of Fort Myers, Florida. He attended North Fort Myers High School, and he has brought much honor to his hometown. Welcome, if you will, former Red Sox outfielder, the Gator, Mike Greenwell.
For the 1,000 in attendance, and for the millions wishing they were here in beautiful Fort Myers, Florida, it's time to play ball.
I just want to play whatever the end, whoever is winning, it's all the same. Play ball. I just want to say whatever the season, whatever the reason, love that game.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture, the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox, and by Ace Ticket. A brisk day here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Easy for us to say. It is on the windy side as the Red Sox welcome the Minnesota Twins and begin their Grapefruit League schedule here today under nothing but blue skies above as Josh Beckett takes the hill here today and the Red Sox have taken the field. Let's take a look at the Minnesota Twins starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Van Revere leads it off in left field with Tsuyoshi Nishioka in shortstop batting second. Renee Tassoni in right field bats third with Aaron Bates at first base. In the cleanup spot, Luke Hughes, the DH. Sean Burrows is at third base batting sixth with Ray Chang at second base. Rene Rivera does the catching. He bats eighth. And Darren Mastriani is the center fielder. He bats ninth. Josh Beckett ready. And the first pitch of the day to Ben Revere is in there for strike one. They're the leadoff hitter for the Twins and left fielder, and certainly Josh Beckett looking to turn the page on last season as this one is quickly into right field. A base hit for Rivera, quickly by the dive of Dustin Pedroia.
Well, one of the things Bobby Valentine wanted to see from Josh Beckett, even though he's only going to pitch 2 innings in this ball game today, was a few changeups. That appeared to be a changeup from Beckett right there that stayed up in the zone a bit. And Revere picks up the base hit to right field.
Starting pitcher brought to you by New Balance, the official footwear and apparel sponsor of the Boston Red Sox. New Balance, let's make excellence happen. And last season, the numbers for Beckett, Jerry, right up until September, he was having a terrific year last year, up until those last couple of starts. And was vying for a Cy Young Award for much of the year until running into those problems.
And of the problems of both he and John Lester really were evident in the month of September.
Beckett keeping that ERA under 3 last year, the 2.89 earned run average in 30 starts. As he deals with Tsuyoshi Nishioka. But if there is anybody on this Red Sox team that really wants to get off to a good start this year and kind of forget what took place last year, it is Josh Beckett, no doubt about it. Revere back to the bag at first.
That's something I think we're going to see a lot more of this spring. Red Sox pitchers trying to pick guys off first base. The feeling in the past is there has not been enough attention paid to runners at first base, and the result, a lot of stolen bases.
And as we know over the years, Josh Beckett's certainly a guy who likes to hold the baseball a long time. It has been his tool to keep base runners close and to try to break up the rhythm of the hitter, and that's something that Bobby Valentine was critical of in his broadcasting days with ESPN last year. The two have hashed that out and sort of have come to some sort of an agreement. It'll be interesting to watch the pace of Josh Beckett and whether or not it changes this season based on that discussion. It sounds like Bobby's kind of buying into what Josh Beckett was saying. I
really don't think it's going to change very much. As a matter of fact, the story was that Beckett told Valentine that in that particular game, that against the Yankees, which was a Sunday night game, and Valentine was analyzing, he was getting a lot of gruff from the dugout of the Yankees, and that's why he continued to slow things up. They wanted him to speed things up. He said, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to slow things down.
Well, as we know, Jerry, having done all the games, he does it against everybody.
Everybody.
Now, Bobby went around and met with many of the Red Sox regulars before even getting down here to Fort Myers after he was named the manager of the Red Sox. And it's amazing how many meetings he had leading up to actually coming down here and how many players he really got to know. That's in there for strike over the outside corner, and it's a full count as Beckett battles back.
Well, Beckett picks up the outside corner with the fastball to run the count now to 3-2. I would expect that runner at first base, Revere, to be off on this 3-2 count.
Revere is running as Nishioka swings away, and it's a fly ball to left. Darnell McDonald battling the sun comes in to make the grab. One down in the first inning.
The Red Sox defense this afternoon will have Will Middlebrooks at third base, Mike Aviles the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Adrian Gonzalez the first baseman. Left to right, Darnell McDonald, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Cody Ross, and Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for Beckett.
So 1 out, 1 on, and here's Rene Tassoni starting right field for the Twins. Split squad day to day for Minnesota. Red Sox will see the Twins tomorrow night at Hammond Stadium. Right down the street here in Lee County. Of course, that game will be right here on Nesson as well.
Yeah, we did not recognize a lot of the names that made the trip over here to JetBlue Park today for the Minnesota Twins. No Morneau, no Mauer.
In there for a strike two, Tassoni. Now the Mayor's Cup beginning today. The battle between the Red Sox and Twins, and of course the Twins last year taking the Mayor's Cup. And there's some controversy around that, Jerry, also as to whether or not the Cup will be returning. Apparently Ron Gardenhire with the victory last year, and the move of the Red Sox technically from Fort Myers over here now to Lee County. I think Ron Gardenhire and the Twins feel like the competition is now over. It's no longer a battle of
the two sites, and Ron Gardenhire apparently kept the trophy somewhere in Minnesota. It's not even in Fort Myers.
Well, I think he's in the minority, though, because I think this officially is.
Yes. Runner goes, a swing and a miss. The throw, one hopped and not in time. As Revere does steal second base.
Well, Revere has very good speed, of course, and he picked a good pitch to go on. The off-speed pitch here by Beckett. Saltalamacchia are out of his crouch, but it's going to bounce at the second base. And a nice job by Avilas, the shortstop, to keep that ball out of center field. Avilas having to go to his right to knock that ball down.
The 1-2 is up and away, and it's 2-2. To right center field as Cody Ross on the run over towards right center will make the catch. Revere tags and heads for third, and he'll get there standing. Now 2 down in the inning.
Well, for those of you who were not with us last night for our first game against Boston College, you get your first look at JetBlue Park, and it is one beautiful complex here in Fort Myers. We are still in Fort Myers, right?
Technically, yes.
Yes.
Which
So
becomes
what's
confusing.
Gardenhire doing?
I don't know. I think he felt like we're now here in Lee County, which
we've always been in Lee County.
Lee County as well. I think he just wanted to keep the trophy because they hadn't won in a long time.
Exactly.
So
I
he
think
got it, and that's
yeah.
it. Too bad. You're moving, and I'm keeping the trophy. Well, Sherry, if you look back on it now, and we kind of joked about it at the time, the Mayor's Cup loss for Terry Francona last year was the beginning of the end. If you think about it.
Well, we predicted that,
Yes,
too. As
we
he
did.
took all his players out in that final game.
In the fourth inning. David Ortiz would have come up in a key situation with men on in the ninth inning, but instead had been resting since the fourth inning. And we predicted that Terry Francona would be fired, and he was. The 1-0 is fouled off to the right.
Yeah, but we predicted he'd be fired the next day.
Right. That night we were calling.
Right.
We were wrong about the timing. As you can see, a large contingent of Red Sox in the dugout today. We'll see a lot of the minor leaguers as well. First Grapefruit League game here for Bobby Valentine after beating the Northeastern Huskies soundly yesterday, and of course Boston College here last night. In tight to Aaron Bates, and it is 2-1. Aaron Bates, of course, in the Red Sox system, got to Boston in 2009 for 5 games. Was originally a Red Sox third-round pick back in 2006. Chop to third. Will Middlebrooks with a step and a throw gets there in plenty of time, and Beckett is through his first spring training inning of the year. Red Sox are coming up. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first inning back at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting nine. Little different look. Dustin Pedroia leading it off for the Red Sox with Jacoby Ellsbury batting second and in center field. Cody Ross, the newcomer, is in right field batting third. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Cleanup spot. Mike Aviles at shortstop batting fifth. Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching today with Darnell McDonald in left field. Will Middlebrooks, a very good looking prospect at third base for the Red Sox. And Juan Carlos Linares is the DH. He bats ninth. On the mound for Minnesota Twins, Francisco Liriano. 9-10 his record a year ago in 24 starts. He's had a hard time keeping healthy over the last few years, but last year did make 24 starts, 26 overall appearances. As Pedroia takes ball one, and Jerry, what do you think about this off the top here? Dustin Pedroia leading it off, and Ellsbury batting second, and what's Bobby Valentine's take?
Well, I would not read too much into it at this particular time of spring training. I know Valentine likes a left-hander hitting second in the lineup, but that doesn't guarantee that this is going to be the way it's going to be during the season. He actually addressed this morning with the media, and of course the big question was, of course, are we going to be able to see Pedroia in the leadoff spot and Ellsbury too? And he certainly would not commit to that. As a matter of fact, he would not commit to any lineup right now. And he says he's the type of guy that kind of jumbles lineups around so they're most successful against the clubs they're playing against. So we'll have to see how this plays out as spring goes on.
You were mentioning that he likes to have a lefty in the two spot. What are the advantages to having a lefty in the two spot?
Well, Albie is finding that hole between first and second with a man on first base, so you can play first and third. Different things of that nature, but that's pretty much the most important thing.
Aaron Bates headed over, but that's back into the seats. Yeah, Pedroia would get another hack.
And as we know, Don, Dustin Pedroia can hit anywhere. We've seen him hit cleanup for Terry Francona. We've seen him hit third. We've seen him hit second, first. I mean, he can bat anywhere in the lineup. It's not going to make any difference to Pedroia.
Well, Dustin last year finished the year hitting at .307, 21 home runs, 91 runs batted in. He in the dirt, and he works the leadoff walk here in the first inning.
The defense this afternoon for the Minnesota Twins. Burrows will be at third base. Nishioka, the shortstop. Chang at second and Bates at first. Left to right, Revere, Mastriani, and Tassoni in right field, and Rivera doing the catching for Liriano.
So Pedroia walks to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning, and Jacoby Ellsbury batting from the number 2 spot today. That catches his attention as he showed bunt, and Liriano brings it up and in.
Yes, that will get your attention very early in the ball game. Lefty against lefty, throws one up around neck high, and Jacoby Ellsbury has to quickly back out of the way after turning and faking a bunt. We saw him do that an awful lot on first pitches last season, faking the bunt, not actually bunting the ball all that very much, but trying to draw the third baseman in.
Well, last year, the number that really jumps out at you for Jacoby Ellsbury was the 32 home runs that he hit last year. And I never really considered Jacoby Ellsbury a home run hitter prior to that, a guy who's got good strength and could go deep on occasion. And in the past, the Red Sox really did not want to see him do that. Well, you break out in the way he did last year, 32 homers, 105 runs batted in. It is definitely part of his game now.
And we talked about that hole between first and second with the left-handed hitter up there. Very obvious right now with the first baseman holding on Dustin Pedroia and the second baseman and shortstop in that double play situation. So their position, of course, closer to the bag. So there's that wide open hole between first and second.
To first on a liner, and it turns into a double play. So Aaron Bates able to grab it and touch the bag. 2 down.
Kind of a sinking line drive, not hit all that hard by Jacoby, but right at Aaron Bates at first base, and all he has to do is tag first base. Absolutely nothing at all Pedroia could do about that. Contact, you take a step, and by the time you get back, it's too late.
So 2 down here in the first inning for Cody Ross, newcomer to the Red Sox, the world champion with the San Francisco Giants and MVP of the National League Championship Series the year before last. Last year hit a .240, 14 homers, 52 runs batted in. Pops it up, foul ground. Back comes Rivera, but he won't have a play.
Here's the 1-1.
Now this is off Roy Halladay. 2 home runs in the National League Championship Series in Game 1. And as I mentioned, he was the MVP of that series against the Phillies.
And as you can see on that clip, he likes that ball middle in.
And very much part of the outfield scenario for the Red Sox here, especially in the absence of Carl Crawford, it appears to begin the year. Crawford had a little bit of a setback after really advancing quite well after the wrist surgery and is going to get checked out again tomorrow. It doesn't appear that he's done any further damage, but there is some inflammation. Swing and a miss. Ross off balance. He strikes out. Good first for Liriano. Done with 1. No score from Fenway South. No score as we head to the top half of the second inning. Red Sox Magazine is packed full of exclusive features, interviews, and photos of your favorite players from today and yesterday. Get the inside scoop of the official magazine of the Boston Red Sox. You can order by calling 781-545-5702 or check out a preview at redsox.com/magazine. In the first edition, some outstanding shots here of JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Very nice ceremony here to kick off the first game here at JetBlue Park. Official Grapefruit League game. And great to see Louis Tion and Dwight Evans, Jim Rice on hand here as well. And of course, Carl Yastrzemski back in camp again, working with a lot of the minor leagues, as he does year in and year out down here in Fort Myers. Luke Hughes leading it off for the Twins.
Had a chance to speak with Yaz this morning. I saw him outside the batting cages at the minor league complex, and he really looks good. You know, he's doing a lot of walking right now to stay in shape, plays a lot of golf, and after the tough medical problem he had a few years ago, doing very, very well.
Grabs the corner, first strike. And Beckett jumps ahead 1-2.
Yeah, very good change up there by Josh Beckett as he keeps it away from Hughes.
One hopper to short, and Vilas has got it. Throw is there in time for out number 1. We were just talking about the changeup, Jerry, and it's time now for the Bob's Discount Furniture Inside Word as Josh Beckett tells us about the importance of his changeup.
A changeup is a variation of your fastball, because that's what you want them to read. Fastball, you want them to read the arm speed, and for me, whenever I can throw my changeup a lot of other pitches come off of that. And, you know, hitters can't really adjust. With depth perception, doesn't work like that. That's why you see so many people like focus when they're trying to figure out, you know, how far something is. So that to me, that's been the key to my success. Anytime I'm successful, generally you look back, I've probably thrown 15 to 30 changeups in those games.
Our thanks to Peter Gammons for that sit-down interview with Josh Beckett. It was very good, and some pretty good insights onto how he competes on a regular basis. I thought Jerry last year in a lot of his outings, some of his best outings, when he had good command of his good sharp curveball as well as that changeup. Yeah, he got away with the curveball on that last batter. It was a little bit flat for Josh Beckett, kind of hung in the zone, but he did get the ground ball out. But with Beckett's on, you know, he's got all three pitches going. That fastball, the cut fastball, make it 4 pitches, the curveball and the changeup. Behind here, 3-0 to Sean Burroughs. 3-0 swinging as he sends it foul off to the left and out of play. Burroughs at .273 last year in 78 games. Dylan Beckett's 10 full major league seasons had his lowest earned run average last year at 2.89. Has taken the walk as Burroughs' first free pass given up by Beckett. Bob McClure will be working with Josh Beckett this year. Certainly different situation. Is now third pitching coach in 3 years for a lot of these Red Sox starters. What an incredible learning process that has to be for a brand new pitching coach. We saw Young go through it last year with the Red Sox, and now Bob McClure. And you're learning a lot of guys. It's not just your major league staff of about 12 guys. You've got a lot of pitches down here in spring training. It'll be interesting to see how Bob McClure approaches this situation. I know last year with Kurt Young, he had worked with so many young pitchers with the Oakland A's. He kind of came in and kind of stepped back a little bit and let a lot of the pitchers go about their own business and kind of see how they worked, and was really observant of the way that they worked in spring training. It'll be interesting to see what Bob McClure's approach will be here. As we get to know the new Red Sox coaching staff, very much different from a year ago. Bob McClure, 6 seasons as the pitching coach for the Kansas City Royals. Of course, was the pitching coach for Zach Greinke in his AL Cy Young Award winning season. It's outside, and Beckett is behind again. 3-0 this time. Ray Chang spent last year at AAA Rochester. '30th pitch for Beckett, and it's in there for strike one. Beckett expected to go 2 innings today. Red Sox have Andrew Miller scheduled to pitch today as well. Also see Mark Melancon in his debut in a Red Sox uniform. One of the trades the Red Sox made. Runner goes, pitches a strike, and the throw is in time. Sean Burroughs is gunned down by Jared Saltalamacchia for the second out of the inning. How about that throw? You can't be any better than that by Saltalamacchia. That is right on the money. Right on the first base side of the second base bag. All the second baseman right here, Dustin Pedroia has to do is catch it and apply the tag. Excellent throw there by Saltalamacchia. Chang takes ball 4 inside, and down to first he goes. Beckett with back-to-back walks. I mentioned before the game the celebration here, the opening of JetBlue Park at Fenway South, the first official game here. This brand new, beautiful facility. All the minor leaguers coming out from the Yaz door here at JetBlue Park, and then the heroes came out. Louis Tiant, Dwight Evans, Jim Rice and Carl Yastrzemski, along with a lot of the people that made this possible, the Lee County Board of County Commissioners and so many others who were part of this. Lee County Commissioners Ray Judith, Tammy Hall, Frank Mann, John Manning, and earlier this year Mayor Menino was down here as part of the opening of Fenway South. And beautiful ballpark, no doubt about it.
And Fort Myers, a native, Mike Greenwell saying play ball for the first time in this ballpark.
Rene Rivera batting, runner at second and 2 down. Big secondary lead for Chang, and Saltalamacchia looked him back to the bag.
Another good change up here by Josh Beckett as he keeps it down in the zone. Saltalamacchia thought he had a chance maybe to pick somebody off second base there. That runner at second, Hughes, was quite a distance toward third base. Now the fake pickoff at second base.
Two and one now to Rivera. Beckett got Hughes to ground out. Burrows walked, was caught stealing. Well, Ray Chang walked and stole second as see Andrew Miller warming in the pen. Looks like he'll be next. And Beckett was supposed to go 2 innings, but the pitch count here is rising. He's up to 35 pitches. Little number in front of the plate. It's a fair ball, and Saltalamacchia will throw down to first. Nice play by Gonzalez. And it'll wrap up the top of the second inning. Beckett goes 2. We're scoreless from JetBlue Park at Fenway South. You can win your way here at Fort Myers this month. Curtis Madison, spring training way. Your chance to win on 20th, including Ness, slots available, with Daniel Bard kind of tentatively slated for the 4th spot, perhaps. But Jerry, very similar to what the Yankees did last year. They had a bunch of guys come to camp. They had to fill 4th and 5th spot, which they did with Freddie Garcia and Bartolo Colon. And the Red Sox kind of have some jobs open in the rotation right now heading into this spring.
Yeah, kind of going down that same direction, signing a lot of veteran guys that have been around for a while. Padilla, Silver, guys like that, Cook. It's going to be one of the things that we'll be watching, obviously, throughout the course of spring training. There is, as we mentioned last night, some competition in spring training this year for some positions. In the pitching staff, the shortstop position that we've already kind of talked about, and also in the outfield, at least until Kyle Crawford gets himself healthy.
Well, Andrew Miller pitched in 17 games with the Red Sox last year, including 12 starts, after being called up from Pawtucket on June 19th. Walks the first batter that he faces in Darren Mastriani, who's down to first base to begin the inning. Well, a limited number of Sox packs are available for some great matchups this season. The TGIF and Sunday Best packages include 4 important games against AL East opponent Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Baltimore, while the Patriots Day package includes the highly sought game on Marathon Monday, April 16th. Get these great ticket packages today at redsox.com/tickets. Well, Andrew Miller in his 12 starts allowed 3 runs or less in 8 of his 12 starts for the Red Sox last year. Red Sox overall were 9-3 in his starts. In there for strike 1 to Ben Revere.
Well, you see he's got that very live fastball, that last one at 94 miles an hour. Kind of throws a little bit from the side. Very difficult on left-handed hitters in particular. Just has to harness that control.
Revere slices it foul. 94 on the fastball that time from Andrew Miller. Now Josh Beckett will be addressing the media soon. Beckett done after 2 innings today. 2 shutout innings for Josh. He did walk 2 and not strike anybody out. 1 hit. Revere goes chasing and strikes out. Miller gets his first K. 1 down.
Yeah, Rivera had no chance at that. The breaking ball, once Miller got ahead, he goes to that hard slider right here, and Rivera just kind of waving at it. He's a left-hander I would not feel comfortable facing. He throws too hard. He's a little bit too wild.
Maybe bailing a little bit.
And a little bit 3/4. It wouldn't be jumping into the box.
It's too bad you never had the chance to face Randy Johnson. I imagine that would have been fun too.
No, that'd have been a blast, yeah.
1 out, 1 on here for Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Nishioka flied out to the left fielder Darnell McDonald in the first inning. Runner goes at first as Nishioka fouls it off at the plate. That time getting a start was Mastriani. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. One out in the third inning. Mastriani at first base, and Tsuyoshi Nishioka takes the 0-2 away.
Played for Bobby Valentine in Japan. And of course, when he came here to the United States to play, he was a second baseman, and Valentine actually tutored him on to make double plays. They say in Japan that most guys slide to the outside part of the bag, where it's quite different here in the States, where they slide all over the place.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, and the throw is going to get away. Partially knocked down and run down by the shortstop Aviles. Pedroia got a piece of it. Nishioka strikes out.
Once again, looks like that slider from Miller, but the throw's not going to be accurate enough. Off to the first base side. A lot of running going on here early for the Minnesota Twins.
Well, you're talking about Nishioka. We just saw strike out. He fractured his leg in his first year with the Twins. Nick Swisher coming in for the Yankees slid into his leg while attempting to break up a double play and was placed on the DL. Ended up on the 60-day DL. Last year in 68 games total with the Twins, trying to stay healthy this year for its entirety. Rene Tassoni takes strike one over the outside corner. Tassoni flied out to the right fielder Cody Ross in the first inning. Pickoff play at second with Aviles cheating in, but no throw.
You don't see that play very often because with 2 outs, the infield is generally very deep back near the grass, and that's one of the reasons you don't see a lot of pickoffs attempts with 2 outs.
This one fouled off his screen, and it is 1-2. 95 that time from Miller. Dealing with Rene Tassoni. Got his first major league experience last year with the Minnesota Twins. 60 games for the Twins. Coming up next inning, we'll find out who the newest Bruins fan is among some of the newest Red Sox. I have an idea who that is. Pretty good sized hockey fan.
You already know?
I think I already know.
Was he at Dancing with the Stars?
He was there.
Then I think I know who it is too.
Interesting how different players, when they play in different cities, then change allegiances to whatever other teams are in the same city. This one runs inside on Tassoni, and he's down to jump out of the way. Full count now to Tassoni. Miller's already walked one in the inning. Mastriani at second base, 2 down in the third. In there for strike 3 from Miller. Strikes out the side as it works out. We'll find out who the newest Bruins fan is when we come back. The Bruins are in New York this afternoon facing the Rangers. Next up for them will be Phil Kessel and the Toronto Maple Leafs on Tuesday night at the TD Garden. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Dale Arnold and Gord Kluzak. It's on to the last half of the third inning. A scoreless contest from JetBlue Park at Fenway South. And after 2 innings from Francisco Liriano, Jared Burton comes into the game now for the Twins. Burton, who appeared at AAA Louisville last year, made 11 appearances, was 2-0 with a 4.15 earned run average, 11 Ks and 5 walks. And Burton comes in for Liriano, who went the first 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, walked a batter, and struck out 2.
Well, Burton also had some time in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds, only 6 games, and all of those games coming out of the bullpen.
Darnell McDonald, Will Middlebrooks, and Juan Carlos Linares scheduled to bat here in the third inning. Darnell shortens up and takes the strike. Well, Darnell, who had a very good year the year before last year, in 79 games, hit .236, 6 homers, 24 runs batted in, and trying to grab a spot in the outfield again this year for the Red Sox. Skies one to center. Darren Mastriani will make the catch for the first out. But we promised you, Jerry, who the newest Bruins fan would be on this Red Sox roster, and here's our answer.
I'm a huge hockey fan, and I like watching hockey. My son loves hockey. We went to the Everblades game the other night, and I like watching it. It's fun to watch, and I guess since in Boston now, I'm going to root for them, and they're pretty good.
So Cody Ross, he spent a lot of time in Texas, watched a lot of the Stars games when he was there, and then works out in Phoenix during the offseason, watched a lot of the Coyotes games, and now a fan of the Stanley Cup champion, reigning Stanley Cup champion Boston Bruins. And his brand new Bruins cap on yesterday.
That's a very smart PR move.
Yes, right out of the
Very
chute.
smart.
When you played for the Angels, did you just tell everybody you were a Lakers fan when you were out there, or you never?
No.
I can't imagine that.
Absolutely not. Always a Celtic fan, always a Bruins fan, and always a Patriot fan.
We'll be talking to Cody Ross when he comes out of the game today. One of the luxuries we have here during spring training. Talk to a lot of the players after their work is done during the games. Will Middlebrooks spent most of the year last year with the Portland Sea Dogs. As he takes the strike, and it's 3-1. Widely considered one of the best prospects in the Red Sox organization. Third baseman getting the start here today. Up the middle, and diving is Chang from the ground. He throws him out. Nice play. Ray Chang laying it out and got a good amount on that throw.
Yeah, very nice play by Chang. It didn't look like at first he was even going to be able to get to that ball, but he dives. You can see he's not even in the picture. Here he comes. There's the dive, the catch, and from his knees across his body throws a strike to first base to Bates. Very nice play by Chang.
So 2 down here in the third inning, and brings up Juan Carlos Linares. Born in Havana, Cuba. Now in his 3rd season with the Red Sox organization. Linares 27 years old. He'll turn 28 until September. Tore ligaments in his ankle last year while sliding into second base on May 2nd. Had surgery, and that ended his year. May the 10th, he was done for the remainder of the season, so he was limited to just 17 games with the Pawtucket Red Sox last year due to injury.
That's the tough part about spring training for hitters, especially early. The off-speed pitches, change-ups, splitters, breaking balls. Usually you just time for the fastball in spring training, and as time goes on, your timing gets better for the off-speed pitches.
Chop to third. Burrows with a step and a throw that gets there in time to retire Linares. Red Sox down in order as we're through 3. No score. In a flashback to the summer of fun, Mr. and Mrs. Mad Fish meet up with game show host legend Chuck Woolery in Texas. Catch Charlie Moore Outdoors tonight at 7, only on NESN. Well, Andrew Miller ended up striking out the side in the 3rd inning.
And picks up those strikeouts. Number 1 on the slider. As you can see, got ahead of the left-handed hitter Revere. Then he goes with another breaking ball down and in to pick up the strikeout. And a fastball that picks up the outside corner for the 3 strikeouts in a row in the 3rd inning. So after walking the leadoff batter, 3 punch-outs for Andrew Miller.
So his 2nd inning of relief coming up. And it'll be Aaron Bates, Luke Hughes, and Sean Burrows to bat here in the 4th inning. Mentioned Aaron Bates, former member of the Red Sox organization. Played 5 games with Boston in 2009. Hit .364 limited time, and then last year's first year in the Twins organization, playing at AAA Rochester all year and hitting at .316. He's now 28 years old. Red Sox 3rd round pick in 2006. On the ground towards 3rd, Middlebrooks on the backhand, an off-balance throw that gets there in time. Nicely done by Will Middlebrooks.
Now we've seen some very nice defensive plays so far in this game by both clubs. Middlebrooks, nothing routine about this. He has to charge the ball, go to the backhand, and as he's moving toward home plate, throw across the body and throw a strike to Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Little tail on that ball as it gets to Gonzalez, but good enough to get the out.
1 down in the 4th inning for Luke Hughes. Grounded out to shortstop first time up.
You mentioned Gonzalez, Don, and he was on with Tom Caron just a couple of days ago, and he was talking about his shoulder and how much better it feels this spring. He went through a couple of seasons of rehabbing that shoulder, and
this one is driven high and deep to left center, sending Ellsbury back at the wall to make the catch. just to the right of the 379 marker as Ellsbury makes the grab.
Well, the good plays continue here at JetBlue Park as it's very windy out there this afternoon, and that wind you can see blowing it back towards center field. Right at the 379, Ellsbury able to make the body turn the right way and make the catch and bang into the wall. There's that stiff breeze. I tell you, it was ugly this morning. It was raining, it was cold, but it's cleared up very nicely this afternoon. But still breezy.
Well, you were talking about Adrian, and last year, remember, he wasn't even going to dive for any balls during spring training at all.
Right.
So the regular season started after having that shoulder surgically repaired. 5 in a row retired by Andrew Miller. 2 down in the inning for Sean Burroughs. Burroughs walked in the second inning. Faced Josh Beckett, who went 2 innings today. Beckett giving up 1 hit, no runs. He walked 2 and didn't strike anybody out. There's a 2-hopper out to Pedroia at second base. Burroughs is taken care of, and Andrew Miller threw 2 sharp innings. No score here from JetBlue Park. Tonight at 8, don't miss Nesson's English Premier League match of the week as Everton visit the Queen's Park Rangers. Follow all the league's action at nesson.com/soccer. Well, JetBlue headed somewhere, maybe back to Boston.
I came down on JetBlue and I slept right through the peanuts and right through all the snacks that they give out and right through the water.
You got nothing.
I had nothing.
You missed it all.
But I made up for it when I woke up.
Now we're coming to you from JetBlue Park at Fenway South. First Grapefruit League game for the Red Sox. Red Sox and Twins play into the bottom of the 4th inning. Former Red Sox farmhand Phil Dumitre into the game. Last year, 15 games for Rochester, 0-1 with a nifty 1.15 ERA. Almost as many walks as strikeouts. 11 walks, 12 Ks for Dumitre. Deals with Dustin Pedroia to begin things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now, Dumitre was a Red Sox first-round pick, 22nd overall back in '97. As this is hit towards the corner to Sony. Have it get by him and roll around out there as Pedroia is headed for second base. He gets there standing with a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the 4th inning.
Now, we don't see Pedroia go in that direction very often. We'll go to the opposite field, but very seldom down that right field line. This time he hits the line and has it roll around down there in that right field corner. The corner very similar to Fenway Park. And the leadoff double here in the 4th inning for Pedroia. So he's been on base twice out of that leadoff spot.
So Pedroia at second base, nobody out. Jacoby Ellsbury the batter. Though he talked about symmetrically this ballpark being very, very similar to Fenway Park. And we saw last night with David Ortiz's drive, very similar to Fenway Park North.
It's one of those where you think you have enough, you hit it out there about 380, and all of a sudden it just dies, and the head goes down for Ortiz as he heads back to the dugout because he knew he hit it very well.
On a line to Sony Wright, who makes the catch, and that'll send Pedroia back to the bag at second as Ellsbury is 0 for 2. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. 1 out, 1 on for Cody Ross. Ross struck out swinging his first time up. Ross, who broke into the big leagues as a member of the Detroit Tigers in 2003. Spending time with the Tigers, the Dodgers, the Reds. 4 years with the Marlins, and the last 2 as a member of the San Francisco Giants. Well traveled in his career, and now a member of the Red Sox to begin 2012. He's jumping back out of the way, and it grabs the corner that time. 1-1.
Well, you did a very nice job in the pregame ceremonies, and I must admit you look very nice in your New Balance Tommy Bahama.
Thank you. We are both very excited about this new development this year in our wardrobe. For years we've been wearing very nice shirts, but not Tommy Bahamas, and now we are wearing Tommy Bahamas, which are terrific.
These are very comfortable, very loose, very nice, and you look very good in the field in the opening ceremonies. You really did.
You feel very relaxed. Hides the kitchen very well, I think. I think that's the greatest feature to a Tommy Bahama.
That's the key to any Bahama shirt. You wear it outside your pants so it covers your kitchen.
Right. I mean, there's no, look at this. You can't really tell. Breeze flows and you don't even know. But we're very comfortable. We'd like to thank everybody from New Balance. Mark Kavanaugh for helping us out. And
yeah, feel free. Like anytime you want to send these nice Bahamas to us.
Couple different colors, maybe.
Yeah, blue. Maybe blue or red.
Light blue. Just saying, maybe. But we're not taking this for granted by any means.
No.
This is terrific. It's not like us to ask for more stuff as the pitch is outside. And it's 3-1 to Cody Ross. They also outfitted our crew as well. They were kind enough to do so, and they're all decked out in their New Balance gear. Bill Titus.
Nesson.
There's no doubt who he's working for right now. Up and away, and Ross gets the walk with 1 out in the 4th inning. So Phil Dumatre has given up a double. Ellsbury lined out. Ross walks, 2 on, 1 out. And here's Adrian Gonzalez. Let's take strike 1.
He gave you those numbers for Dumatre last year in the minor leagues. He also worked in 45 major league games for the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins had a very difficult season last year. A lot of injuries.
Pickoff play at second, and that one actually hits him.
If Nishioka doesn't catch this ball, it gets Dustin Pedroia right off the head.
In the air down the left field line. Ben Rivera will go as far as he can. That ball is out of play. Then the look at the pickoff play at second base.
Looks like the glove comes in front of the back of the head of Dustin Pedroia and saves him from a major headache.
To third base. Burrows can't play it. Shortstop will knock it down, and in a base running gaff, Ross, two players will end up at third, but the ball gets away. Now Pedroia's going to try and score, but he will be out at the plate. Well, Cody Ross looked up. Pedroia had stopped at third base. All of a sudden, you had two guys standing at third.
Yeah, somebody was going to be out, so it might as well have been Dustin Pedroia trying to score at home plate. It took a shuffle pass to get him. But the base running mistake made at second base by Cody Ross. You see him take off right there. Pedroia was not going. And then all of a sudden you got two guys tied up at third base. So Pedroia, once he sees the ball get by, goes to home plate. Pitcher has to shag it down, makes a nice flip, and they get Pedroia at home. The Red Sox get the out at home and get two men in scoring position.
So second and third now. Two down in the inning, and Mike Aviles has been swinging a hot bat here in early going in spring training. Chops one back up the middle, and that'll get into center field. Ross will score. Adrian Gonzalez is going to try and score. He will. And the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead. Mike Aviles drives in a pair.
Well, Aviles really has been hot in these early games. One big bounce up over the head of Dumatrate into center field, and a two-out clutch base hit to give the Red Sox the 2-0 lead. Nothing like those two-out base hits to drive in runs.
So two down. Aviles at first base, and Jared Saltalamacchia the batter. He struck out swinging in the second inning as he takes strike one. You're right, Jerry. A very different looking Twins team this year, too. They'll be, of course, gone from 2011. Michael Kadire, Jason Kubel, Joe Nathan, Delman Young. 1-1 is grounded softly right side. Chang will go to first, and that'll wrap up the inning with the damage done. The Red Sox grab a pair. 2-4. It's 2-0 Boston. Boston Red Sox baseball and NESN is brought to you by Eastern Bank. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. These are just some of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. 2-0. Red Sox on top of the Twins thanks to 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning for Boston. As the Red Sox make a pitching change and newcomer Mark Melanson is into the game. Part of the deal that involved Jed Lowry and Kyle Weiland going to the Astros. Melanson coming to the Red Sox. His previous Major League experience, 2 years with the Astros, which he had 71 appearances last year and had a 2.78 earned run average, was 8-4 for the Astros. But prior to that, spent 2 years in the Yankees bullpen. As we look at his numbers from a year ago, and a very big pickup, Jerry, is the back end of this Red Sox bullpen very different now. Bard and Papelbon not part of the 8-9 combination. Appears Melanson and Bailey are now your 8-9 guys.
That's certainly what it looks like right now. A little setback for Bailey early in camp with an injury, but not anything very serious that should keep him out for a long time. Melanson, of course, coming over from the National League, Don, as you mentioned, and very familiar with East Coast baseball, as you mentioned, part of the Yankees for a while. And Melanson lives in Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, Melanson is from Spring, Texas. I think you're thinking of Andrew Bailey.
That's close.
It was
I'm thinking of Andrew Bailey.
Yes.
Andrew Bailey, because he did a number of events with Valentine during the offseason. Spring, Texas.
It's right around the corner.
Right.
It's between Simsbury. Ray Chang leading it off. Yes, he stands in and takes strike 1. Well, one of the neat things here, the manual scoreboard here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. It's not from the inside. They got to do it from the outside.
Yeah,
so
they really have to work. They've got to rush out there between innings to get that done.
This one tailing away and will get in for a base hit in front of Jacoby Ellsbury. Ray Chang aboard with a single to begin things here in the 5th.
Plus, back in Boston at Fenway Park, it's done from the inside. Here, everything has to be done from the outside, as that is an old scoreboard from Fenway Park,
1979 through 2002.
Yes, that they took out of the ballpark, saved it, and put it into this beautiful new complex.
So there's some dents in that thing from you.
No, I don't think so. Maybe from banging my bat against it during batting practice.
Rene Rivera, tardy on that cut for strike 1 against Mark Melanson.
That's when Fenway Park only had the American League scoreboard up there in the left field for a while.
Check on Chang, who's back to the bag safely. Now the trade for Mark Melanson went down on December 14th in this past offseason. Saw the end of Jed Lowry's career with the Red Sox and Kyle Weiland, who we got to know last year. Weiland pitching a few times in September. This one is lined into left. McDonald over to play it as Chang will stop at second, and very close as they throw in behind him at second base. A little overzealous in rounding the bag. But back-to-back base hits here for the Twins.
Yeah, not exactly in a hurry either to get back to that second base bag. I think he figured this throw was going to go into third base. Instead, it goes behind him and makes it a very close play. Pedroia slapping the tag on, but just a little bit late.
2 on, nobody out. Darren Mastriani, the batter. Walked and stole a base in the 3rd inning. Drops the bunt down the third base line. Middlebrooks with one play. It's at first, and he makes it as Chang and Rivera both move over. Well, last night we got a look inside the Red Sox clubhouse. Brand new clubhouse here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South, and coming up next inning, we'll take that tour inside. We're only going to show you the door right now, and then we're going to stop right there. That's all you're going to get right now. It's just a taste.
See a couple of light flicks, too. We saw that. Very nice. All brand new. Are we going to go down the runway again today?
I hope so. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. That was fast, too.
It's kind of a virtual tour. We've not had a virtual tour of our booth yet, though. We have not had that.
I'll tell you, very nice booth.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Jerry has his own green room area. It's plenty of air conditioning.
Oh, I'll tell you, the air conditioning is something. It's actually today it's better than it was last night.
You could hang meat in here right now.
I mean, you know that I like it cool to work, but not quite that cool as it was last night.
Outside to Ben Revere. I've never heard you complain about cool ever. It's always been we need more fans, more cool.
But it was, I mean, it was cold in here last night.
To third base, Middlebrooks thought about coming home, but he goes to first for the out as the run scores and the Twins are on the board for the first time today.
It looks like he may have had a shot at home plate, but take the shore out. And that's what Middlebrooks does here. It might have been too close at home and then a potential big inning. So get it out at first base. As he picks it up from the side, you can see him take a couple of crow hop steps. It didn't feel like he had a shot at home plate, so he gets the out at first base.
So tying run 90 feet away, and Rene Rivera is Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Melanson last year in his first full major league season took over as Houston's closer in May. 20 saves in 25 chances. And he was obtained before Andrew Bailey was, so some thought that he had a shot to be the closer with the Red Sox. But now with the addition of Bailey during the offseason, it seems more likely that he'll be working in the 8th inning in the absence of Bard, if Bard does indeed begin the year in the rotation. To left, Darnell McDonald back quickly to make the catch. We will go inside the Red Sox clubhouse when we come back to JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Don't go away. Two-one Red Sox on top of the Twins. We saw Josh Beckett go 2 innings, and he's now meeting with the media in the Red Sox clubhouse.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to get back out there and get the adrenaline. You know, and that's definitely different than anything that we've had so far. You know, even with live BPs, and you know, I think right now it's just building up. You know, I think that I felt like I stayed, stayed strong, through it. You know, I was getting a little bit big out of the stretch in the second inning there, and just couldn't make the adjustment.
You pretty much know everything you want to throw to that.
Yeah, we threw. I'm kind of working on my changeup. You know, and we threw a lot of changeups, maybe in counts where we would have thrown something else.
How'd you feel about that pitch today?
50%. Yeah, I think we threw about 9 of them. I threw 3 of them where I wanted them.
Judge, why don't you about that, spend some time this morning about the process of developing a relationship with the pitcher and catcher? It's obviously almost exclusively Jason. How much dialogue do you have with the catcher season? How proactive?
I mean, we've had a lot of dialogue. You know, I think him and Shopik, or I think LeVarnway caught me in my first batting practice. I think that was the Salty's 3rd time to catch me, and then Shopik's caught me twice. You know, and it's just, they're key reminders. You know, you try to give them a couple things that, you know, you tend to, you know, lean towards whenever, you know, things aren't going good. You know, and for me, a lot of it, you know, stems from where my head's going and where my, you know, my front side is. You know, and so we've talked a lot about that.
How important is that relationship?
I mean, it's important. I mean, we're, you know, I think it just takes time as far as the signal calling goes. You know, I think anybody can, you know, kind of, you know, you can get on the same page. They're going to know what I want to throw in certain situations, and, you know, what my out pitch is that day. And, you know, a lot of that's just learned each day, you know, in the bullpen or even through the first 3 or 4 innings.
How important is it for you to express attention and confidence in working with you?
I mean, trust is a big thing. You know, I think, you know, that was one thing that, you know, Jason was so good at. You know, I knew when he had, you know, just a lot of confidence in one pitch, and he would go to it, and I would maybe shake it, and he'd go right back to it. You know, I knew he saw something I didn't see.
It was 6 years in catching you almost every start. How kind of strange is it this spring not having them around?
I mean, it's strange. I mean, that's what happens. You play this game long enough, some of your guys are gonna retire, though. You know, not everybody hangs around the same team, and not everybody hangs around the same amount of time, and everything like that. But, you know, I'm looking forward to working with Salty and Shoppy, you know, and just kind of, you know, getting to know them, you know, while we're out there.
Pitch running first base is number 71, Nate Spears. Batting to the Red Sox, number 86, designated hitter Juan Carlos Linares.
Experience you guys to be able maybe to see some of the things Jason did that you couldn't even see. Does that put a greater burden on you now for your game preparation and what happens in the course of the game pitch selection?
You know, I think you got to learn. You work together, and I think that was one thing that Jason and I did, you know, really, really well. I think we worked together. Like I said, there was, you know, meetings where, you know, I got my way, and there was meetings where he got his way. And I think that just being able to resolve those differences and making the right call, not because one guy's too stubborn or you know, the other guy's too stubborn, just making the right decision because that's what you got to do.
Batting for the Red Sox, the second baseman, number 15, Dustin Pedroia.
Is everybody writing the same story? You know, it takes a little bit of time, but you know, like I was saying, the bullpen before the game, and it changed all the time. You know, one day I had a great feel for my changeup, and I think Jason had a great feel of feeling out, you know, what I was throwing best, and we tended to go to that more often. You know, or one game maybe my cutter was better in the bullpen. Like he just recognized that. It's all stuff that they're capable of doing. You know, and you know, Jason and I, we didn't have to talk. It was kind of like we just knew, and you know, that's something that I have full confidence that Salty and I and Shoppy and I will be able to do.
How'd you like the ballpark, the bullpen, and the mound?
That's a pretty awesome place. I can't believe they're not going to have a Florida State League team here, though. It's kind of an expensive 6 weeks.
What did you think of the whole ceremony before the game?
Well, yeah, I couldn't really get too wrapped up in it. You know, doing just trying to get ready. But I mean, it's great. There's a lot of people that had a lot to do with this thing happening, and it's nice to stay in Fort Myers.
Actually, you're making the rounds on YouTube, doing a kindness for a fan. They're like kind of part of an effort to kind of get back to, I guess winning back to the fans, pleasant fans. Like, is that something that's happening on your part to like make amends with the fans?
What's he talking about?
There's a video.
What's the question?
You toss the ball to a girl and she starts running because it's one of the fans. Are you trying to kind of like make amends with the fans over like some of the things from last year?
I mean, we definitely have to win the trust back of the fans, but no, I've done that every start of my whole professional career.
Josh Beckett working 2 innings here today. 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and no Ks. And most of that spent talking about Jason Varitek. And, of course, Jason had become really his personal catcher over the last couple of years. And, of course, Jason retiring earlier here in spring training and now working with Jared Saltalamacchia today. I mentioned he had worked with Ryan LaVarnway in a batting practice session. And Shopik, of course, certainly a veteran as well, but a lot of time spent dealing with that relationship that he relied heavily on in Jason Varitek.
Yeah, and this morning in the press conference with Bobby Valentine, he didn't seem to think that there was going to be a personal catcher for really anybody on this ball club. It was going to be, the lineup was going to be made up, which he thinks is the best to win on that particular day. He is not a big fan of personal catches. He couldn't remember all that many that he had actually managed that had been in that situation. So it's going to be, Saltalamacchia, Shopik, LaVarnway, if he stays with the ball club. I think everybody's going to get their chance to catch everybody.
Runners go, and the pitch fouled off to the right. I remember hearing Terry Francona talk a lot about it. I mean, he wasn't that excited about doing it anyway, but it kind of worked out that way. And because you go one way with one player all year long, and then you get into a playoff scenario, and if you want to switch it up to have your best lineup on the field, you really can't because you're hamstrung by the fact that you got a personal catcher.
Well, there was a point last year, it was early in the season, and Beckett was having some problems, and all of a sudden the numbers popped up that how good he had been with Jason Varitek, and then from that point on, that's kind of where it took off. Red Sox running on the 3-2 count with 1 out. That'll bring a pickoff attempt at second base. Nate Spears into the game for Middlebrooks.
Juan Carlos Linares is at first base. 1 down here in the 5th inning. As Merlin Vasquez, the new pitcher for the Twins, has a balk to be charged to him. After all that, he ends up balking, and the runners advance.
I think what happened here is Pedroia stepped out, and there was no time called. And then the balk was called.
There's ball 4. No, it's strike 3. It's a hearty call from Tim Timmons as he rings up Dustin Pedroia for the 2nd out of the inning.
That looked like it might have been a pretty good pitch. It's a low fastball about knee high. Pedroia might have thought it was low as he makes his way down to first base, but looks like it was about knee high on the corner.
So 2nd and 3rd, 2 down in the inning. Jacoby Ellsbury, the batter, is lined out sharply twice. Once into a double play in the 1st inning, and then lined out to the right fielder Rene Tassoni in the 4th inning. On the ground to first base, gathered by Bates. He'll take it himself to the bag, and that'll wrap it up. We will have that view of the clubhouse coming up when we come back. It's the end of 5. Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox earn a save. CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston's Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. Sixth inning back at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. 2-1. Red Sox on top of the Twins. And the Red Sox move on to their fourth pitcher of the day. It's left-hander Justin Thomas into the game. Primarily at AAA Indianapolis last year in 63 appearances with a 3.89 earned run average. He's 8-2, signed by the Red Sox as a minor league free agent in November. Made 20 major league relief outings in his career. First for the Mariners in 2008, then the Pirates in 2010. He's pitched exclusively out of the bullpen in each of the last 3 seasons. As promised, a view of the Red Sox clubhouse here at JetBlue Park, and it's kind of in a football shape and brand spanking new here at JetBlue Park. A beautiful clubhouse, very roomy for the players, and that's what it looks like inside. The minor league clubhouse is on the other side, but this is the major league clubhouse from the inside. Shadows making their way towards home plate as we start the 6th inning. Rene Tassoni leading it off. He is 0 for 2. He's flied out to right and struck out swinging. Strike on the outside corner, and it is 0-2 to Tassoni. We're in the top half of the 6th inning here, 2-1, Red Sox on top. It is our pleasure to bring in with us one of the newest member of the Red Sox, Cody Ross. Cody, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, the Red Sox here, very exciting season heading into 2012. You've had a lot of excitement over the last couple of years with the San Francisco Giants, including a championship. Had to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it really was. You know, what an incredible experience. You know, something that you know, I'll cherish for the rest of my life, and you know, hopefully bring some of that this way.
Cody, you come to a little different ballpark in the American League at Fenway Park, which is a little better ballpark than what you've been accustomed to hitting in over the last couple of years. Yeah,
you know, I'm excited. You know, obviously I played very few games at Fenway, but the little time that I was there, I loved it. You know, it was a great atmosphere, some of the best fans in the game. You know, and it's nice that we get to play in a replica here. I mean, this is incredible. What a competitive advantage we got. You know, the weather's nice out today, and you know, enjoyable day to be out here.
A lot of people are going to point to your MVP in the NLCS, of course, in your time with the Giants, but it looked like you enjoyed your time in Florida as well with the Marlins.
I did. You know, I had a blast coming up with the Marlins. You know, I made a lot of good friends there. We competed every year. We didn't have the best team, but we played with what we had, and you know, it was a good experience for me. You know, being a young player coming up with a bunch of young guys. And, you know, getting an opportunity to play, that was the main thing.
How many of these Red Sox do you know coming in this clubhouse?
I know quite a few, actually. You know, I'm pretty good friends with Pedroia and Ellsbury, Repco. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I've played with quite a few guys in this dugout and in the clubhouse. So, you know, it was a warm welcome when I got here, and, you know, hopefully it could be a great year for us.
Cody, you talked about this ballpark being a competitive advantage, and that certainly helps you learning right field, because right field at Fenway Park, one of the more difficult places to play in all of baseball.
Absolutely. You know, we, field one, this is the main field. There's field one right behind us is the exact replica, and we spent a lot of time over there doing defensive work, and then we come out here during BP and we're taking balls off the bat and, you know, trying to learn all the angles and everything, and then the wall, of course. But you know, it's definitely nice to get the feeling here, and so we can take it into Boston.
Well, earlier we showed you in your new Bruins cap, and we understand you're a big hockey fan. You'll be sad to know that the Bruins were beaten today by the New York Rangers, so tough loss.
Yeah, you know, my son, he loves every sport, and for some reason right now he's into hockey, and so every night we go home, we turn on hockey games, and you know, I was a big fan growing up. I still am. I love the game. I love to go watch it, you know, live. So, you know, hopefully I can persuade him though not to play, because it's a tough sport.
Well, Cody Ross, we thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations and welcome to the Boston Red Sox.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Now, Cody wrapping up his day here today and getting the start in right field for Boston. As the pitch in there for a strike over the outside corner. It got aboard and scored in the 4th inning as the Red Sox have a 2-1 lead here in the 6th. Aaron Bates waiting on a 2-2 pitch from Justin Thomas. That's fouled off to the right, now to play. Breeze blowing pretty hard from left to right across the outfield. A very brisk morning here, but it has really turned into a very nice day. Blue skies here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Red Sox have a whole host of changes here in the infield and outfield as we play along. As there's a strikeout for Thomas. Bates gets caught looking, 2 down.
Now Thomas coming inside with that fastball and catches Bates looking. So Bates having an 0 for 3 afternoon as he jumps back from that fastball on the inside corner. Quite a few right-handers today jumping back from pitches inside.
So 2 down in the 6th inning. Luke Hughes, the batter, he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short, flied out to center. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1 now to Hughes. Justin Thomas, 28 years old, resides in Dalton, Ohio during the offseason. Signed as a minor league free agent. Took over from Mark Melanson, who worked the 5th inning for Boston. Went an inning giving up 2 hits and a run. Didn't walk anybody and didn't strike anybody out.
Yeah, Mark Melanson from Spring, Texas.
Which is not in Connecticut. There's a chance today that would also see Tony Pena Jr. and Scott Atchison on the list of possible pitchers today for the Red Sox. We've seen Beckett, Miller, Melanson, and now Thomas. And Tony Pena Jr. is actually warming in the bullpen as we speak, so we may see him in this game as well. Broken bat for Luke Hughes.
So we mentioned Melanson from Spring, Texas. That's also where Josh Beckett was born, in Spring, Texas. Not Spring, Connecticut. Spring, Texas.
Now Beckett got the start today, but just joining us, went 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, no runs. He walked 2 and did not strike anybody out. Andrew Miller, 2 shutout innings. Mark Melanson was touched for a run in his inning of work in his Red Sox debut. And now Justin Thomas, 2 outs in the 6th inning. Red Sox wearing their home whites as you see Tony Pena Jr. warming in the pen. Red Sox going to be wearing their home whites 4 more times during the spring. There is strike 3. Nice inning for Justin Thomas. 1, 2, 3. It's 2-1. Red Sox on top of the Twins. The always popular standing room only packs are back for the 2012 season. Pair a game against the Yankees or a popular summer weekend day with an exciting game this spring to create your own unique standing room only packs. See 2 great games for as little as $40. Get your tickets today at redsox.com/SRO packs. Great shots around the complex here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Shadows covering a lot of the seating bowl here now as we play along to the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher in for the Minnesota Twins, their 5th pitcher of the day. Kyle Waldrop is into the game now for Minnesota. Waldrop, 7 games, 1-0 with a 5.73 earned run average. Working in 11 innings for the Minnesota Twins last year. His first experience in the majors, spent the bulk of the year at AAA Rochester, where it was 5-5 with a 3.87 earned run average. Lars Anderson leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Took over at first base, batting in Cody Ross's spot, and sends one back up the middle into center field.
And the Red Sox pick up their 6th base hit of the afternoon as Lars Anderson hooks one up the middle for the base hit. Tough spot to be in for Lars Anderson, a first baseman, of course, and Adrian Gonzalez signed to the very long-term contract with the Red Sox.
Lead runner on here for the Red Sox. A fly ball out to center field. Mastriani almost went too far back. Wynn knocked that one down. He makes the catch for the first out. We mentioned the clubhouse walk from the clubhouse to the dugout. It is a fairly lengthy walk that starts behind the wall where this clubhouse is. And then the players make their way down through these doors all the way to the dugout. And this is definitely not Jerry walking. Not at this speed.
Maybe about 30 years ago.
Still a ways to go. Right to the end. And that'll get you into the dugout. Up the stairs and into the dugout you go. But it winds its way all the way down that third base line where the boxes jet out underneath that hallway that starts behind the green monster where the new clubhouse is, and how you get to the dugout. And largely the reason the Red Sox are on the third base side here at JetBlue Park. You figured with everything else being the same as Fenway North, Fenway South, you'd think they'd be on the first base side, but makes sense to have that hallway not go even further.
Either that or have to go underground the field. Underneath the field probably get them to the first base dugout.
Rocco with a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Throw to first, and back is Anderson again. They've checked a couple times. Kyle Waldrop, now the 5th pitcher of the day for the Minnesota Twins. Francisco Liriano started the game with 2 innings giving up a hit, no runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts in his spring training debut. Runner goes on a pop-up into shallow right. And some trouble there initially for Tazzoni, but he's able to find it for the first out.
And Lars Anderson almost got deked by one of the middle infielders. They were acting like it was a ground ball. Anderson finally looked up and found the fly ball and got back to first base. Watch Anderson off on a hit and run right here as he takes a peek. You can see the middle infielders going down as if it's a ground ball. Anderson finds it finally and gets back to first base. Looked like Ramirez for a while may have a chance to get him at first base, but not so.
That was Wilkin Ramirez who actually made that catch out there, and right, he takes over for Tazzoni. 2 down in the inning. Anderson at first base. And here's Kelly Shopik taking over for Saltalamacchia. Kelly did a very nice job last year with the Tampa Bay Rays. Was their primary catcher, and of course last year in the postseason with the Rays. Perhaps having his best year as a member of the Cleveland Indians after leaving the Red Sox, where he started his career. Shopik, 31 years old. The ball gets away. Anderson's going to try for second, and he will get there standing.
Not a difficult ball to handle there for Lehman, but it just bounced off his glove, and that gets the runner in a scoring position with 2 outs in the inning.
We're talking about Shopik's best year, Cleveland. He had 21 home runs in 2008. As a member of the Indians, spent 4 years in Cleveland. And the last 2 as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. Last year at 11 home runs. Originally a Red Sox second-round pick, and went to Cleveland as part of the Coco Crisp deal. Played 9 games with the Red Sox. You may remember back in 2005, and had 15 at-bats, but never got his first major league hit in a Red Sox uniform. He won't hit here either as he strikes out to end things in the 6th. We played 6. Red Sox have a 2-1 lead. Two to one, Red Sox on top of the Twins as we head into the top half of the 7th inning. Sean Burroughs leading it off against a new Red Sox pitcher, the 5th pitcher of the day, Tony Pena Jr., 31-year-old from Santiago, the Dominican Republic. 33 appearances last year with the Paw Sox, 9-6. Strike over the outside corner to Burroughs. Pena signing as a minor league free agent January of this last offseason. And converted to pitching full-time prior to the 2010 season. He was a shortstop in the majors 2006, 2009. Remember seeing him on opening day when the Red Sox opened up against Kansas City in his first opening day start at shortstop for the Royals at the time. Had a .228 batting average, 327 career major league games as shortstop between the Braves and the Royals in 3 years, but converting in 2010 to a pitcher. He's got a new battery mate as well. We've seen Saltalamacchia and Shopik today, and now Ryan LaVarnway. 2-2 to Sean Burrows. There's time call. Jose Iglesias has taken over at shortstop now for the Red Sox. Red Sox getting their runs in the 4th inning. The 2-run single for Mike Aviles. Difference in the game. Minnesota getting their run in the 5th. Pop down the left field line and falling foul into the seats.
Now playing shortstop for the Red Sox is number 76, Jose Iglesias.
Nice gesture from the fan. Made the grab, and the youngster now with a souvenir. Ground ball down the first baseline. It's a fair ball by the dive of Anderson. And that will get by for the moment. Kroger in right, but he's able to gather it quickly. But a double for Burrows to begin things in the 7th.
Well, Burrows hugging that first base line with the ground ball. The fastball actually got inside on him, but it tailed back out over the plate just a bit. There you see the little stumble out there by Kroger, but it's going to be a double anyway. So the leadoff double for Burrows here in the 7th inning.
Here's Ray Chang, who today has walked, singled, and scored a run. He's been aboard twice already, batting out of the number 7 spot for the Minnesota Twins. Tony Pena Jr. taking over for Justin Thomas. Had a very good inning. He pitched the 6th inning and got a ground out, then back-to-back strikeouts. Josh Beckett started this game, 2 shutout innings in his spring training debut. Saw Andrew Miller for 2 shutout innings. He had 3 strikeouts in his 2 innings.
We'll be back with you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock start against the Minnesota Twins. Of course, that'll be over at the Twins ballpark, which is, I would guess, what, 5 miles from here?
Maybe not even that.
Maybe not even that.
Clay Buchholz will be on the mound tomorrow night for the Red Sox. We'll also get a look scheduled at Vicente Padilla, who is vying for the 5 spot in the rotation. Two balls and a strike now to Ray Chang. Nobody out here in the 7th inning for the Twins.
Well, for the most part in this ball game today, Red Sox pitching has been outstanding. Pena right now having some problems. Leadoff double and now falling behind 3 balls and 1 strike.
There's a strike and a late strike call from Tim Timmons. Tony Pena Jr., of course, the son of former Red Sox catcher and current New York Yankees bench coach Tony Pena. Ball 4 and down to first base goes Chang. First 2 have reached for the Twins here in the 7th inning. You can win your way here to Fort Myers this month, courtesy of Nesson Spring Training Getaway. For your chance to win, follow Nesson on Twitter and send us a tweet, including @Nesson and hashtag #WinNessonGetaway, or enter online at Nesson.com/getaway. 2 on, nobody out. And Danny Lehman coming up here. Last year with the Rochester Red Wings.
Now let's see if they go to the bunt here with nobody out. 2 men on base. 1-run ball game.
Swings away and grounds it foul.
Red Sox was certainly expecting that, but no, they get a swing instead. 5.8 miles from here to Hammond Stadium.
So it is 5 miles. I didn't think it was that far.
Very close to 6. Two gas stations in between, a couple of restaurants.
Pickoff play at second, and back to the bag is Burrows.
That's the old fake where the shortstop fakes in, goes to third base. They try to pull that man off second base a little bit and hope for a pickoff from the second baseman. Not fooling Burrows that time.
Popped up foul out of play, and it's 0-2.
One more look at that play. 2 plays ago, you can see the shortstop come in, go to third base, and then they have that second baseman go over to cover. But Burrows doing his job was not tricked.
In the air down the left field line, hooked foul. So far, Tony Pena Jr. has given up a double and a walk here in the 7th inning. Burrows at second, Chang at first. Line sharply into the seats. First row down the third base line. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Twins threatening here in the 7th inning. Tony Pena Jr. has run into a bit of trouble. And strike 3 on the outside corner. Pena needed that as he gets Lehman for the first out of the 7th inning.
I can see that Pena kind of slings the ball of the home plate, and it's going to have a tail on it. That ball looks outside to the hit of Lehman, but it comes back to pick up the corner. So a big strikeout for Pena to get the first out of the inning.
Darren Mastriana batting out of the number 9 spot. Center fielder for the Twins today has walked and had a sacrifice bunt as he takes strike 1. Number foul right off Ryan Lavarnway.
Now, Don, you made the correct move last night in your parking position. I made a very bad decision on where I parked last night.
But you've made the correction. It's all about what you learned.
Yes.
And you learned that you were in the wrong spots, and now you're going to try a new one. I just hope I don't take you to the wrong direction, and that my way was great last night. It might not be so good today.
Well, I hope it is. It's got to be better than what I went through last night. It's a little bit difficult getting out of this ballpark right now, especially where the press is expected to park. And I actually called you on the phone as I was sitting and hadn't moved for 15 minutes. And you said you were already out of the park and on tree line.
Yes.
Which was a pretty good distance from here.
Already by the airport.
And I could not even see the exit from where I was. And nobody's moving.
This one is chopped towards short. Flip to second for one, on to first, and it'll be picked by Anderson in the dirt.
Ooh, nice play by Anderson. He saves the Red Sox a run right there. There's the attempt at the double play. Now the throw's going to go wild at first base. Anderson makes a very nice pick and saves the Red Sox a run. That ball gets by him, and you got a tie ball game.
Ray Chang going in hard at second base has come up injured.
See if we can see what happened to Chang. Did he catch a cleat or turn an ankle or get kicked in the face? Could have been any of the three.
So he'll be headed off. Visitors clubhouse on the third base side here, so he's going to make his way off. Twins trainer Tony Leo assisting him as they head off.
That means we'll have a new second baseman as the Twins take the field for the bottom of the seventh inning.
So first and third now, 2 down. And Ben Revere, the batter. See the Shadows making their way towards home plate. Still ways to go here with 2 outs in the 7th. In there for strike one. So how did you get out? Did you have to go through the swamp, or did you?
I can't tell you how I got out. If I did,
so something illegal is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Could be a citation that would follow.
Yes, but I did manage to escape.
But it was not legally.
I'm sitting here and I'm looking straight ahead, and absolutely, I mean, I'm talking about you're not moving. You are not moving.
Bad feeling.
And you can't even see the exit. And I look to my left and I see this vacant parking lot. Now, I had no idea, whose parking lot it was.
It was not for you, though.
It was not for me, but somehow I made it mine. And that really probably saved me, I would have to say, an hour.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Wow. That's too bad. But I think you're going to be better off today. I really do. It's just a matter of that first, when you get out of that first parking lot,
you got to
follow me.
Take a quick right.
Left.
No, not left.
Yes, you come out. Oh, no, you take a quick right on.
Yeah, right. Well, now he's trying to send me another one.
Going to send you to the swamp.
Yeah.
This one chop foul. Oh, no, this could be a problem, though. You're going. Oh, no, you still got to get back to 75 to go where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be all right.
Everybody has to get to 75 somehow from here.
Right.
I mean,
because you can't go left when you go out of here, is what I'm saying.
No, because I don't know where you end up when you go left.
Yeah, I don't know where that takes you, but you can't go. They won't let you go.
No.
Look to third, a look to first, doesn't throw to either venue.
I think that's the first one of the year for you.
I think so. It felt good. It just flowed.
Yeah.
One, two, Revere. Right side and into right. The base hit. From third base comes Burrows. He will score. Throw goes to third. And safe there is Mastriani. But the Twins have tied the score 2 aside.
Now Revere has both RBI in this game for the Minnesota Twins. As he gets a high fastball, hooks it right by Lawrence Anderson and by the diver Tejada at second base. So you got a 2-2 ball game now here in the 7th inning.
First and third, 2 down. Tsuyoshi Nishiyuka is 0 for 3 today. He's fly to the left, struck out swinging, and lined out to left. When's our first trip?
Tomorrow night.
No, I know, but that's not really a trip. I mean, it's 5 miles, and
I think next weekend we go someplace.
runner first goes. 30th pitch from Tony Pena Jr.'s popped up foul, backing out of play off to the left. But I don't think we go across Alligator Alley for the first time in a long time.
I don't believe so. Yeah, we are home Friday and Saturday, and then we go to Sarasota on Sunday. So that's not a bad trip.
No, hour and a half.
Sarasota, I'll pick you up at the usual spot.
Yeah.
And we'll
make our way. So fouled off down the first base side, but fan coming out of the stands.
Now that's Dancing with the Stars right there.
Ooh.
Wow. I think he's had enough to drink. Watch this tumble.
Just kept going.
Yeah, but he held on to his drink, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
It's funny how they miss the baseball, but they never lose the drink.
Close play at first, but back to the bag is Revere. Kind of picked off at first. We'll see. And the rundown now. They'll go to the plate and out at the plate.
Very nice by Iglesias.
Ryan Lavarnway makes the tag that ends the inning, but the Twins get a run at 7th inning stretch now, tied at 2. Sunlight Financial with Randy Scott. You'll get a complete recap of the Bruins-Rangers game in New York this afternoon. Find out if Rory McIlroy can claim the #1 spot in the World of Golf rankings with a win in Palm Beach Gardens. It's all coming up tonight on Nesson Daily. Tonight at 10, only on Nesson. 2-2 game now. The Twins get a run in the 7th inning.
Now, very nice pickoff play here by the Red Sox. Watch out quickly Iglesias after he tracks the ball. Takes about a half a step and makes that throw to home plate. Gives Lavarnway plenty of time to make catch and tag to get the out. Nice play by Iglesias.
Alex Hassan leading it off for the Red Sox here in the inning.
Watch the throw and watch the umpire as he has to quickly duck out of the way of that throw from Iglesias going home. He was probably expecting a play at second base. All of a sudden, you got your shortstop turning and throwing home.
Tim Sheet almost got a face full of baseball. Milton Masses, Alex Hassan. Takes a pitch inside with the Boston College High School. We talked a lot about him last night in the Boston College game, but played collegiately at Duke University. And then the Cape lead. Ball, no, a late strike call from Tim Timmons.
Yeah, if you want to umpire, Don, get down on the field. Let the umpire make the call.
I thought it was ball 4, Tim. Now he's got ball 4. And down to first base he goes. Hassan with a leadoff walk to begin things in the 7th. He wasn't walking the other night. He was part of Dancing with the New Stars. Nate Spears was first with the good hat. And then we saw Drake Britton. One with the unfortunate Yankee pinstripes. And then the winner, Daniel Butler. Oh, the open tux look thing. And this was Alex Hassan. Credit to the outfit, no doubt. And that's Alex Hassan, who walked down to first base. Who was dancing the night before last. Bobby Valentine also danced as part of Dancing with the New Stars.
Bobby Valentine wasn't doing that stuff that those guys were doing. He was doing, you know, real ballroom dancing. I mean, I don't know what they call it. Yeah.
Let's see if we get a look. He's in the pink. There was a miss there somewhere in the middle. I don't know if you noticed that. They only had about 10 minutes to get ready. But clearly, as a runner takes off, the throw is going to be late, and into second base goes Hassan. Nate Spears batting with a runner at second.
Now let's see if we have Spears now bunting the man at third base or trying to pull the ball to the right side to advance that man.
Come on, let bunt it. Hey, boy, come on. Look it out.
Nate Spears, 26 years old, born here in Fort Myers. He'll take the 4-pitch walk and head down to first base. Back-to-back walks allowed by Jason Bulger. Jason Rebko coming up here for the Red Sox with 2 on and nobody out.
Taking a long look down at Jerry Royster down at third base. See if the bunt play is on here with first and second. And nobody out.
Now Repko, a former member of these Minnesota Twins, playing with the Twins each of the last 2 years. Does drop the bunt down, and it is going to trickle foul. Started well, but then hit the grass and kicks foul.
Almost like he was bunting for a base hit. You can see him with the late drop of the bat. And this ball just hugs that third base line and goes foul in the foul territory.
I want to remind you, the Hockey East Women's Championship coming up right after the game from Hyannis. Providence against Boston University. Now the bunt bid. This one, Burrows throws to first for the out, but successfully done. Hassan to third, Spears to second with now 1 out.
Yeah, beautifully done that time. That time he gave himself up a little bit earlier and was in a better position to make the bunt down that third base line. Bunt, pull the third baseman off the bag. That leaves third base vacant, and the Red Sox have 2 men in scoring position. That's a little better setup that time for the sacrifice than the previous one, which it almost looked like he was bunting for a base hit.
Oscar Tejeda to bat for the first time today. Infield in now for the Twins. Tejeda takes ball 1. Data last year, Double-A Portland at 249. 5 homers, 41 runs batted in. He's 22 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Second Major League spring training camp. Yeah, was part of the Red Sox rookie program during the offseason. Healthy cut, and it's 2-1.
Infield pulled in for the Minnesota Twins with that second and third, and only the one out in the inning. Would we see a squeeze here in spring training?
Down and in, 3-1. Something that I think we're going to see more of with Bobby Valentine.
Yeah, he's not going to play station to station baseball.
That's in there for a strike, full count. Tejeda thought he had ball 4.
I think he was completely fooled on the pitch. 3-1 count, expecting a fastball. Didn't get it. He got a breaking ball. And a pretty good one, too.
Here's ball 4, and he heads down to first base. And Bulger thought it was pretty close. Third walk of the inning allowed by Bulger, and the base is now loaded with 1 out.
Well, he doubles up on the breaking ball. He gets 1 for a strike. He leaves this one, looks like a little bit high in the zone. That's a tough pitch to take when you have 2 strikes on you. Very borderline.
Base is loaded, 1 down. Swan Lin with his first at bat of the day. He played in both ends of the doubleheader exhibition yesterday against Northeastern and Boston College. As Lin takes ball 1. His numbers with the Paw Sox last year. Jumps back out of the way of a pitch down and in.
Here's where you have complete control as a hitter. Bases loaded. Pitcher right now scuffling a little bit with his control. All the pressure on the pitcher, none on the hitter. You look for a pitch in a certain zone. If you don't get it, you let it go.
Swan Lin from Taiwan. 6th professional season. 3rd time he's been in Major League spring training. He's added to the Red Sox 40-man roster in November this past offseason. Takes ball 3. There's a strike. 3-1 now to Lin. Lin splitting time last year between Portland and Pawtucket, 119 games, as Darrell Thompson now throwing in the Twins pen. There is ball 4, and that's going to drive in the go-ahead run. 4th walk of the inning given up by Bulger, and the Red Sox take a 3-2 lead. Looks like Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, coming out here for the Twins. Now, Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. So trouble here for Jason Bulger, who has walked 4 in the inning and now walked in a run. It has given the Red Sox a 3-2 advantage with Still just 1 out in the inning.
Not exactly what Ron Gardenhire wants to see out of a relief pitcher. He comes into a tie ball game and walks 4 in the inning. Red Sox do not have a hit in the inning. They do have a sacrifice and the 4 walks.
Another chance for Lars Anderson. He singled in the 6th inning. Seems like Lars has been in the organization for a very long time. He's still just 24 years old. And as the pitch misses outside. Lars in 6 games last year with the Red Sox. Most games he's appeared in any season. 2010 he was in 18 games. Takes the breaking ball for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Well, Bolger having a tough time getting his fastball over the plate, so goes to the breaking ball to pick up a strike.
Lars Anderson gets into this to deep right field. That is back and gone, crushed to right. Grand slam for Lars Anderson, and that opens up the game. Red Sox have a 7-2 lead.
And I want you to watch the location of this pitch. This is right in the wheelhouse for a left-handed hitter. It's a breaking ball. It's going to be down. It's going to be about knee-high. And that's exactly where a lot of lefties like it. And Lars Anderson liked that one very much.
So a 2-2 game coming into this inning, but a big inning for Boston, and Lars Anderson with a grand slam. Now a liner to right that'll fall in for a base hit. So Kroger's got himself a hit here. He fly to center first time up. And that is going to do it for Jason Bolger. There's Ron Gardenhire out to make the change. Red Sox on top now, 7-2. Sox spring training baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And welcome back to Fenway South. As the Red Sox have opened up the game here on top now, 7-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Grand slam by Lars Anderson. And a new pitcher now for the Twins. After Jason Bolger chased from the game after just a third of an inning, here's Daryl Thompson, last year in Louisville. 17 appearances, 3-4 with a 4.17 earned run average. 90 2/3 innings for Thompson. He's been warming up over the last inning, and now comes into the game for the Twins. Thompson is 26 years old And did pitch for the Reds a little bit last year. Appeared in one game. Previous experience in the majors in 2008 in 3 games. Also with the Cincinnati Reds. Ryan Lavarnway takes strike 1. Red Sox have used 3 catchers in the game today as Jared Saltalamacchia got the start. We saw Kelly Shopik and now Ryan Lavarnway getting his first at bat of the day. And Ryan Lavarnway last year with the Red Sox getting into 17 games at the end of the year. And 2 home runs, both of them coming in the same game. 0-2 is fouled down the right field line, out of play. It's part of the Red Sox caravan this past offseason. Made stops in Freeport, Maine, Burlington, Vermont, Manchester, New Hampshire in January. Getting acquainted again with New England as Lavarnway from Woodlands, California. Runner goes. Kind of a hesitation, and the throw is late. As taking second base is Kroger with a stolen base.
A double clutch right here by the catcher, Lehman. Right there as he just kind of hesitates, almost like he wasn't expecting somebody to cover second base. And by the time he lets it loose, it's too late. And quite a bit of running in this game by both sides.
Yale product Ryan Lavarnway waiting on a 1-2. Takes it outside, 2-2. Became the Ivy League's all-time leader in home runs. He had 33 career home runs while he was at Yale. The arms out of the way and takes ball 3, full count. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a pop-up off third. Burrows ducking into foul ground, puts it away for the 2nd out of the inning. So Lavarnway retired, 2 down. Well, this brings up Jose Iglesias. There's no doubt about his defense being ready for the majors. The question is offensively. And he will get a good long look here during spring training by Bobby Valentine. And he vies for the shortstop spot. Certainly available. Mike Aviles appears to be the leader out of the gate in that category, with Marco Scutaro traded away. Iglesias shows some bat to center field, but back there make the running grab is Mastriani to end the inning. The Red Sox have a big inning and take a 7-2 lead at the end of 7. Subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today and get over 150 select spring training games with no blackouts and every regular season game live or on demand on your favorite devices. Visit RedSox.com for details. 7-2. Red Sox on top now. The Minnesota Twins, a big 5-run bottom of the 7th inning for Boston, and that included a grand slam for Lars Anderson. New pitcher for the Red Sox, a familiar face, Scott Atchison, into the game for Boston. Atchison last year, 17 games, 1-0 with a 3.26 earned run average. 6 walks to 17 strikeouts, and actually picked up a save last year for the Red Sox in his second season in Boston. Spent the bulk of the year at AAA Pawtucket last year. Made 43 appearances for the Red Sox in 2010 and 17 last year out of the Boston pen. That's in there for strike 2, and it's 0-2.
Now, Scott's one of those guys that always has that cell phone on because it seems like he's always getting the call to go up and down between Pawtucket and Boston.
Swing and a miss. Nishioka strikes out for the first out of the 8th.
Atchison going with the cut fastball down and in to pick up the strikeout. So a little bit of a comfort level for the Red Sox now with the 5-run lead.
Now, Jerry, we understand we had some transmission trouble here from Fort Myers because of a solar outage. Viewers of today's NESN game may have experienced temporary disruption from about 4 o'clock to 4:20, so they missed some very good stuff from us. But a solar outage is a phenomenon that occurs when the sun crosses the equator and traces an arc that places it directly behind the broadcast satellite used for transmitting the baseball game.
Well,
it's
got a lot of nerve. It's got a lot of nerve doing it today.
Hold on, there's more. The sun's powerful solar radiation interferes with the microwave frequencies used to communicate with the satellite, essentially swamping the signal from the satellite for a brief period.
It's amazing.
So we were swamped for 20 minutes.
It's amazing you know all that.
Well, I'm reading it. I don't know any of that.
What happened? The sun went in front of the equator?
Solar outage is a phenomenon that occurs when the sun crosses the equator. Is the equator real? So throw to first, and there's 2 down. I mean,
there's not a fence there.
There's not a line that indicates the equator. You can't step over the equator.
No.
Now I'm on this side of the equator. Now I'm on the other side.
Yeah, you can step over the equator, but you would know you were doing it.
There's no line that goes all the way around.
No,
like on a globe.
No,
right. So how do you know then? How do you know when it crosses?
GPS.
Okay. Well, the sun crossed the equator.
And
it traced an arc that places it directly behind the broadcast satellite. Diving as Iglesias can't get it. It's into the left. And a 2-out base hit.
And that cost the folks at home 20 minutes of our valuable time.
And I'm just trying to think what we missed. I hope we didn't miss the good travel talk. Here's Lars's big hit. A grand slam for Lars Anderson, in case you missed it. Well, the sun was behind the equator.
They missed that?
I think they might have. That was 4-2 to 420.
Wow.
So, just Lars's luck. I mean, who knew that it was going to cross the equator today and when?
And we didn't know that.
We were swamped. Spears will go to second and end the inning. We have to figure out what you missed. 7-2, Red Sox on top. Tomorrow night at 7, Clay Buchholz will make his spring debut as the Red Sox head down the street to play the Twins. Vicente Padilla, candidate for the 5th starter in the rotation, will also see action. Red Sox spring training baseball is presented by Southwest Airlines. Well, 7-2. Red Sox on top of the Minnesota Twins as the Sox come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Darrell Thompson back on the mound for the Twins.
Where is the equator?
Somewhere in the middle.
That center?
I think right around the middle.
And if you walk from one side of the equator to the other side of the equator, does it go from cold to warm?
I don't think immediately.
I think it's warm all around the equator.
Yes, I think on both sides would be my guess. But it is strictly a guess.
I know that you would travel from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. But I think the weather would be very similar.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you're just taking that one little step. What do you think it's going to be? Freezing as soon as you step north? I still don't know why they didn't make the line. So they said foul. Why would you make the line? Just to make it cleared up as to where it is. This is the equator. Here's the line.
Well, who's going to make it? I mean,
I don't know.
Who's up there? Who's around there? Have to come from public money, and I don't imagine there's a lot of people that are right on the equator.
But think of the tourist attraction. Where are you going? I'm going to the equator.
Yeah.
There's ball 4. Alex Hassan aboard at first base. Begin things here in the 8th. Nate Spears coming up.
A lot of people leaving the ballpark early today for the early bird special.
This kind of messes up my theory, too, because if we go out here and it's really fast, you're going to think that it was too fast.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. As long as it's faster than last night. Doesn't matter to me.
It's definitely going to be faster than last night, no matter what.
I know it's not going to be faster where I was.
But where you were, literally the entire ballpark had to leave first ahead of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was
exactly. I was like the last car, and you know. Anita was in that group too. She got stuck there. She pulled the exact same move I did.
Also made an illegal move that could have required a citation had she been caught.
Might have been more than a citation.
Really? Is that offensive? That egregious?
It was pretty bad.
Did you hurt anybody?
No,
okay, so
absolutely
nobody
not.
else harmed.
You've traveled the road with me many times.
Yes. Well, people are in danger. Not this time. Well, look out!
Look out!
Oh, that got back here in a hurry. That was headed right for my grill.
And that was not a catchable ball either. That was hit too hard.
Way too hot. Ground ball foul over by the Twins dugout. While we have a moment, we want to send best wishes along to Wendy Titus, sister of Bill Titus. Of course, does such a great job for us in our third base camera. Hope she has a speedy recovery. Bill sends along his best wishes as well. High throw to first as Hassan dives back in. Fly ball struck well to right. And plenty of room back there as Ramirez moves back and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Hassan back to the bag at first. Well, back on February 16th down here in spring training, the first of 2 major retirements taking place. Of course, the Tim Wakefield ceremony here, and Tim hanging it up.
Thank you, Tom.
Certainly a very tough decision for Tim Wakefield, no doubt about it.
You're on down the road.
Kind of wondered, Jerry, heading into the offseason, which direction he was going to go. I kind of thought that perhaps he may pitch somewhere else. But
yeah, that was a tough call. He had this thing about the Boston Red Sox. This is where he wanted to pitch. This is where he spent just about all of his career and had most of his, the majority of his success in a Red Sox uniform. So I think the combination of that and probably something not coming up that was appealing to him, maybe in the National League or an American League team, and decided to retire, and did it with a lot of classes. He did with just about everything else he did. And Jason Varitek, almost the same situation. They had two guys retiring that really didn't want to retire. Thought they had another year left in them. It was kind of a strange situation for both of them.
I thought he would get an opportunity to pitch in the National League, and I thought he would do well pitching in the National League, perhaps having a chance to be in the rotation on a regular basis, maybe.
Well, the question was asked if Ben Cherington needs you in July, would you be ready? He said yes.
Ready to go. Looked like he was in very good shape, getting ready for this season, all off season. Fly ball to center field, and struck well, and back towards the wall. Hassan will score from second base. Tejeda is headed for third, and the throw is going to be off the mark. He's in with an RBI triple that has the Red Sox on top 8-2.
Now this ball really carried a long way, plus it got caught up in that breeze that's blowing out toward right field, and you're going to see Mastriani at the last minute have to take a very quick left turn out there. Can't get to it, and Tejeda in the third base with the triple.
Home plate now in the shadows. Shea-Swan Lin stands in with 2 outs, and Tejeda at third base as he takes ball 1.
I thought watching both ceremonies, I thought that Wakefield kind of held it together a little bit better than Jason Varitek did.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very difficult moment.
Now, as far as your own retirement, as we take a look at Jason Varitek's ceremony here.
Helping build a career that I wouldn't have done without him.
Jerry, at the end of your career, you really didn't have a choice. It was taken out of your hands, really.
Exactly,
health-wise.
but the tears did flow.
Yeah.
Because you realize that a great portion of your life, something you've been doing since you were a little kid, is no longer there for you anymore. And there was absolutely no chance of coming back. Injuries robbed me of maybe just a couple of years in the big league. So I was fortunate it came toward the end.
You had no idea that you'd be this huge television star success for many more years than you played.
We're number 5.
Caught in foul ground by Burrows to wrap it up. Red Sox tack on another run, lead at 8-2 as we head to the 9th. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture, the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Ace Ticket. and by Bob's Discount Furniture. On to the 9th inning back at JetBlue Park at Fenway South, where the Red Sox have an 8-2 lead. Scott Atchison back on the mound here for the Red Sox. He pitched the 8th inning successfully. Remind everybody the Hockey East Women's Championship will be seen in its entirety as we wrap things up here today from JetBlue Park at Fenway South. Providence against Boston University in the Hockey East Championship coming your way right after this. There's a pitch in there for strike one. Atchison had a strikeout in the 8th. Sean Burrows has played the entire game, leading it off here in the 9th inning for the Twins. The home plate area in the shadows. It's jammed and sends it foul. Josh Beckett started the game today, went 2 innings, giving up a hit, 2 walks, no strikeouts. So Andrew Miller, Mark Melanson. There is strike 3. Atchison picks up his 2nd K, 1 down.
Struck out the leadoff batter in the 8th inning, gets the leadoff batter here in the 9th inning. Looks like the cut fastball again from Atchison to pick up the strikeout.
Brings up Michael Holloman, pinch hitting here in the 9th inning. A little bit high, and it's 2-0. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 3-1 now to Holloman. Atchison generally working very quickly in his career. Battles back, full count now. I'll remind you, we'll be with you tomorrow night. Clay Buchholz on the mound from Hammond Stadium. Ball 4. Down to first base goes Holloman with 1 out. There's Danny Lehman. 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the 7th inning. Pitch out and nothing doing as Holloman remains at first base. Popped up foul ground. Lavarnway has got to play, and he makes it for out number 2 of the 9th.
The pop-ups have not been easy today. Any kind of fly ball pop-up because of the sunshine and that breeze blowing out toward right field. Anything in the air has been an adventure. He's the first baseman there. Anderson calling off Lavarnway, but Lavarnway makes the play anyway.
So 2 down in the 9th inning. Mastriani, who's played the entire game, bats from the shadows as he takes ball 1. Fly ball down the right field line. Kroger over by the stands will not have a play. Of course, the Twins sticking with a lot of their starting players today, but they had 2 games, 2 different venues today, split squad. Fly ball to center field. Shea-Swan Lin going back and over, but it falls. And around from first base, Holloman's going to come around and score. It'll be an RBI double for Mastriani, and the Twins pick up their 3rd run. It's now 8-3.
Well, again, Lin has that same problem with the breeze that we've seen a number of players have today. And that ball just continued to carry to his left. You'll see where he takes off from, goes straight back, then he takes a peek at the baseball, and the baseball's being pushed by the breeze. Looked like it might have been the final out of the ball game, but the wind took over.
So 2 down, runner at second base, and here's Ben Revere. 2 hits in the game, 2 RBIs, 2 for 4, driving in 2 of the 3 runs the Twins have today. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Atchison getting touch for his first run here in an inning in 2/3. '30th pitch for Scott Atchison. Falls behind 3-1. Ball 4 and Revere down to first base. So another base runner here for the Twins in the 9th. Second walk of the inning given up by Atchison. Tsuyoshi Nishioka coming up for his 5th at bat of the day. So far 0 for 4. Slide out to left, struck out, lined out to left, and struck out again. In the air to left field. Back goes Hassan onto the track to make the catch that ends the ball game. So the Red Sox hold on to beat the Twins 8-3. For Jerry Remy, I'm Don Orsillo saying good afternoon from Fenway South in Fort Myers, Florida. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Right now, it's time for Hockey East Women's Championship, Providence against BU.